Welcome back to episodes 20 and 21 of the Deadlands. Yeah, so I decided to just kind of make two episodes at once. We're just going to roll in from 20 to 21. I'm going to be gone for a week, so this should help to, get an episode out there. So as you saw from the intro, I continued working on the building, though I'm not done with it yet. I'm kind of still working on some ideas. So once I have something, I'll go back into it. But I figured for these next two episodes, we could work on some farms, and that's why we're here in creative. Yeah, so I have these two chests, and one of them is all the completed farms that I have currently, and all the incomplete farms. And these farms are like specifically blocks, not like mob stuff. Though the froglights, I guess, and honey. But yeah, so a lot of these blocks I had in here, but it's been a while since I started this chest with all the blocks and stuff. So yeah, I think this is pretty good. Some of these, like the blackstone and nether brick, and these three I get from the bartering system. I just got the coal from the Wither Skeleton farm, and I just built an ice farm recently. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good, I think. But I still have a bunch of farms that we could build. But these two down here, I figured we could do this episode. So I figured I could probably use the same setup I have for my concrete farm for the basalt and cobblestone farm. Just a few things would need to change though. Like I don't know how I'm gonna feed in the basalt and stone. But yeah, otherwise the blast chamber could be the same. Just split it into two channels and then blow it up and stuff. Yeah, I figured this would be probably the fastest way to just get this farm going. So I just need to figure out how I'm going to feed it in, like feed the stuff in to this guy. I've been doing a little bit of work here on the basalt generator slash cobblestone generator. And yeah, over there I have like the first configuration. It's the same one as over here. But as you can see, I have my block splitter that I use over at the concrete farm. This one just pushes the blocks down into the splitter and then pushes it over this way. But I wanted to do something a little different with this guy. And I wanted to keep this block stream at the same level. So if we let it go, see that it just splits. Yeah, like it's doing the same thing as over there, but everything is going in the same direction. Everything's at the same level. I can also throw in the cobblestone too. So yeah, it's working pretty well. But at first this wasn't working. So rather than this guy, which uses a torch to power that piston, which then detects whether or not there's a block there, I'm using a piston update detector. A bud detector thing, right? So at first, the original design I have over there, that piston is rotated 90 degrees this way so that the piston head is, extending in that direction. And that meant that there's two locations where this piston can update. So like here and here, and I was actually breaking the system. So I just reconfigured it and turned this piston 90 degrees this way. So yeah, now it's working, and yeah, that's good. So the next thing I need to do is add the blast chamber and the collection system. And I didn't want to just do what I'm doing here, where I send all the items up into a chest. Figured that's okay just for the concrete, but if I'm producing two different blocks with the farm, that I want like an item filter and probably a shulker box storage system. So I just kind of use the same configuration I'm using for like the Wither Skeleton farm, where I just put in items and stuff, and it does that. But I need to get items into the dropper here, so I'm using a hopper. You can see this is horrible. So I had to kind of come up with something else. And yeah, I just figured do like 2 times hopper speed. And yeah, this is a little weird. So if I put items in this left hopper, it does the same thing as over there. For some reason, this hopper cart isn't picking or taking the items out of this hopper fast enough. So it's only going through this line. And let's stop that. So if I put a hopper in the right part, it does what I want it to. It's actually at 2 times hopper speed. So that's good. Let's stop that. So yeah, this is about it. All I need to do is add the item filters. I'll probably just use a water stream that'll just push the items over a, hoppers and stuff. So yeah, that's all I have to do is get this done. The blast chamber, storage system, probably create a schematic, and then yeah, go into survival and build this thing. Well, I guess I forgot to hit resume, and yeah, that's why we cut off quickly. Anyways, all right, so I got the basalt slash cobblestone farm all built here in survival. It's working pretty well at the moment. It's also running. So right now I'm generating basalt. I can toggle it. So if we flip that and look up there and see some cobblestone coming in. But really I don't need any cobblestone at the moment. I already have a lot of it. So we'll just flip back to basalt. Ooh, oh, didn't catch it. Yeah. So it's the same system, basically, as the concrete. So if I go over here, we can look at it. The only difference is these two observers. So here, this will activate TNT every 4 layers. So after 4 layers are generated and pushed down, TNT will then dispense and then drop. But I believe basalt and cobblestone have a higher blast resistance, I think. At least it kind of looked like that. So I had to change it. So now it counts every 2 layers. So when 2 layers are generated and pushed down, we then activate TNT. Can maybe catch it. Here we go. Yeah, so the issue I had was, that TNT just, there just wasn't enough TNT often enough. So, these layers would get really low and then it would break the system. Stuff would get clogged back here and then it just wouldn't work. It would break. But yeah, I think I showed this in the clip before. Just a simple... Oh, for a second I thought you couldn't see the piston activating. It looks like it's working, so... Cool. Everything's getting stored in here. I'll probably turn off the system. I don't have a whole lot of TNT. I just put enough in to show it off. I do need to go get more sand. I've run out of sand. So, yeah, there we go. It's working. Pretty cool. And that, ticks off 2 materials for my list. So, cool. Oh, I guess, I put this farm in this back corner. A while ago, I did some terraforming around here. And I kind of created this path up this, the side of this hill here. And I thought this would be a good spot for this build. Ooh, some water. So maybe like a small building here for storage and controls. And then I'll probably have a building extruding from a tower that I'll have here that'll cover up the blast chamber. So like a little building up there, and then maybe some structural supports that go from this building to that one up there. And I put it in this corner specifically because, I had this idea to maybe put a path that wraps around the building here that goes up to here and stuff. So I thought that would be pretty cool. So I figured I could do a little update on this build here, just progress on the building. And I don't know if it kind of made it into the intro, but I extended the mound here, or hill, whatever you want to call this, over to the building. And I think it's looking cool. Then I added some dirt in, like little patches into the stone. I think that just helps them make it look older and a little bit more natural. I did add a little bit to the side here as well. So it kind of wraps around the building here. But the biggest change is probably the structure at the top. Last episode, this isn't what I had. I had like 4 towers and stuff. But I don't know. Still kind of struggling on an idea, but I thought a gate could look cool. I'm just using black concrete powder to make it look like it's just a void. It's open, it's dark. Yeah. But I'm not really using a reference on this, so I think that's kind of why I'm struggling. But what I'm thinking, maybe I'll bring the towers back, put a couple towers here. I might do like a central tower at the top here that kind of goes up, and then maybe a couple smaller towers next to the central one. But yeah, still working on ideas. But I figured we could get back to that next episode. If I'm going to make a couple episodes in just a few days, I got to get going. I can't continue on this one. We're already at 10 minutes, a little more. So, yeah, if you made it to this part in the episode, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Bye bye.